Hey there guys, it's TheRamosOnline here, and I have got some wicked battles to show you today. I have basically found out that Carlo spawn Pokemon are legal on rated battle spot. There was a lot of confusion at the beginning, but now it just seems as though it's anything that isn't Carlo spawn is now not allowed on rated battle spot. So basically, anything from Gen 5 or before it cannot be used in rated battle spot. Still not sure about free battles, but I'm assuming free battles is anything goes. So anyway, as you can see here, I am testing out the team I will be bringing to my rated battle spot series, which is my Mono Carlos team. I have made a few tweaks. I switched a Pokemon around. I actually switched my Go-Go for my Florgus. Now that Florgus gets Synthesis and Giga Drain, which is a little bit more viable, and is another special attacker to the team, which is great because I already have, I think, 3 physical attackers, and I also have 3 special attackers. So I'm now just gonna stop rambling and get right into this battle. It was a pretty sweet one. My opponent had a pretty scary team. I basically saw this and straight away I'm like, there is no way I'm winning. No way at all, because he had an Aegislash, I think it was a Talonflame, and just kind of the normal OU Ubers kind of stuff, and it needs a Greninja. And I end up winning a speed tie, at least I'm guessing it was a speed tie, and I go for Life Orb, and I'm a physical Greninja by the way, so that's a Life Orb U-turn from Jolly Greninja. That is straight up Oko, and that's kind of why I love physical Greninja. No one expects it, and it just wrecks. So I am going to get to switch. Unfortunately, that gives my opponent switch initiative because they see I'm bringing in the Delphox, and he just goes and brings in his Aegislash. Now, I went for my Solar Beam. You might be thinking, why? I had a hunch this Aegislash was weakness policy, and if I wanted any chance of winning, I needed to get rid of the weakness policy. So I go for my Power Herb Solar Beam, do no damage, but I do indeed end up stealing his weakness policy, so he won't be able to get that off, and he goes straight for the stance change, and he reveals himself to be the lesser run special Aegislash, so he does carry the Shadow Snake, which you will see later in the battle. So unfortunately Delphox only served to remove that hold item, but she did a good job either way. Now I can bring in Goodra. There was a problem. I was recently breeding this Goodra before I found out that you can use Carlo spawn Pokemon, so she was holding an Everstone rather than an Assault Vest, and I only realised this the moment I sent her out. I'm like, wait a minute, I was just breeding her. Shite. So I go for my Flamethrower on a predicted King Shield. I was thinking he would switch, so I went for a safe Thunderbolt in case he brought like a Talonflame or something, and he doesn't switch, but I do get the Para, which is going to be big, because he is going to stance change here. And he is fully parried. So yeah, can't even move. So he's obviously now forced to King Shield again. I was just kind of crossing my fingers that he'd get paralyzed again, but no such luck. It'll be quite dirty if that happens. So he is going to get off a second King Shield as I go for a Flamethrower. I'm now quite sure he's going to sack this thing. So I'm free to go in for the Flamethrowers, and look at that new animation for Oras. Mwah! So he is going to go for that stance change, and he is just going to try and deal as much damage. He goes to the Shadow Ball, and I was expecting this to deal a shit ton. But look at that, I'm not even a defensive build. I have max HP, but the rest of my EVs are all in special attack. Here he goes for the Shadow Sneak, actually doing about the same damage. So yeah, and I am going to finish him off with a Thunderbolt again in case he wanted to maybe, I don't know, save it for something. Maybe his next Pokemon was a choice Pokemon and he'd need it. You know, he'd need a fodder to switch moves. He reveals his last Pokemon to be rather disgusting, honestly. Toxic, Roost, Stalling, Zapdos. But I had no issues because I did have Greninja in the back who would just destroy this thing with a Rock Slide. So I go for my Ice Beam, and it is definitely not heavily invested in special attack for Goodra to do that much damage. I am a modest Goodra with max special attack, but that was still a lot of damage. I knew he'd go for Roost here. Unfortunately, I don't carry any Dragon-type stab, so I go for the Sludge Bomb, kind of hoping for Poison Hacks. That's basically what I'm now going to try and do, just to get this thing a little bit more pressured, and luckily I get it on the first Sludge Bomb, so now I can do whatever I want. I think I go for another Ice Beam here in case he wants to get a little bit cocky, without taking poison damage now. He goes for the Roost. I was thinking maybe he'd get a little bit cocky and go for like a Hidden Power Ice or something if he carried it. But he just goes for the roost, and I give him my Ice Beam, and at this point it doesn't really matter. Ice Beam and Sludge Bomb will be doing the same amount of damage, so it's now just a case of him slowly whittling down. Goodra is going to faint the next turn. Not too worried about that, because as I said, I've got Greninja in the back, and apparently, I mean, I don't want to skip too far ahead, but I don't think this person realised I was running physical Greninja. So I do go for my Sludge Bomb here. As I said, it doesn't really matter what move I go for. I can't freeze it, so, you know, I was quite confident he was going to go for a roost there, not risk dying, and there goes the Goodra. Poor Vanilla. She did manage to kill an Aegislash without much trouble, so I mean, she got that going for her. So now I'm just going into Greninja to close this game up. Unfortunately, I misclick. Where Rock Slide used to be is now Gunk Shot, and I've moved my moves around, so I actually accidentally went for Gunk Shot rather than Rock Slide. Luckily I hit it, but it doesn't kill, so I'm like, crap, he can go for Thunderbolt or something, but he goes for a Heat Wave, predicting me to Ice Beam. As if me OHKOing Greninja wasn't enough proof that I was actually a physical Greninja. He even gets a critical hit with Heat Wave. I don't know how my Greninja tanked that, but apparently he had no investment in special attacks. So that is a awesome win. I think that was my first battle on Rated Battle Spot in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So that was pretty awesome. I've got another one coming for you either later on today or tomorrow, depending on when I can get it uploaded, so keep your eyes peeled until then. If you like what you see, remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I suppose for the comment question of the day, what am I, Ray William Johnson? No, the question of the day, let's just keep it nice and simple, is going to be, what would be your favorite team to make a mono gen? What would be your favorite gen to make a mono team out of? So basically that means a mono gen 1 team, a mono gen 2 team, that sort of thing. Let me know what your answers in the comment section below, and if you already have a rough idea of what this team would be, go ahead and leave it in the comments. I'm sure a lot of people would like to see what you guys would like to run. I will see you guys in the next video.